Okay, you need to sit down for these three. First up, a brand new husband who makes over 200 grand a year decides his wife, who makes a fraction of that, owes him half the moving bill for his job. Then, a woman who spent years covering for her flaky sister finally snaps at grandma's birthday dinner, and the whole family loses it. And finally, a guy walks into someone's house, destroys their husband's prized sports memorabilia, then shrugs and calls it just paperwork. Oh, you are not ready for that last one. A woman earning 50 grand a year just found out her husband, who pulls in over 200,000, expects her to split the bill for a move that his job is literally paying for. My husband and I just had our first big fight. For context, we've only been married 3 months. We've lived together for 4 years and dated for 5. When we were dating/engaged, we split everything 50-50ths. Prior to the marriage, we did sign a prenup, but had an open discussion about what finances will look like after we were married. We agreed not to act as if what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours, and do plan to blend our finances eventually. Shared accounts, each other's names on assets, etc. But it's only been 3 months, so we haven't begun any of that yet, and are maintaining 50-50 for now. For added context, there is a massive discrepancy between how much we make. I make about 50K, he makes over 200K. He's fully aware of this, and sees no issue with He understands my career path will likely never lead to that kind of salary. So cue the trigger for the fight. We're moving out of state next week for his job, for which they're giving him a massive moving bonus, $10,000. The idea, in his company's opinion, is that these funds be used for moving expenses. It's a simply cash payment on his first paycheck. He doesn't have to expense any receipts or anything. He booked the mover this morning and got a quote of about $5,000. When he told me this, and I commented how great it is he's getting the moving bonus, he reminded me that I'm liable for half of it. I was completely taken aback. We're moving for his job, a move his company is paying for. This moving bonus is specifically for moving costs. He's getting a completely separate signing bonus. When challenged, he said we're not spending the whole $10,000, so what? Do you think you can claim the rest of that too? He says whatever we don't use of the moving bonus becomes extra to his signing bonus, and that we agreed to remain 50-50 for now, and that I'm being selfish wanting to change that all of a sudden. He even said that he worries about our financial future together, if I would think I can take ownership of his money. In his anger, he even said he should have listened to his friends who told him I was a gold digger. I'm scared and hurt. He knows $2,500 is a lot for me right now. I think he's the one being selfish. That money is for moving costs, but it feels like he still sees us as individuals rather than a married whole. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "This is a glaring red flag. You gotta go 50-50 on pregnancy too? Good luck, girl. This isn't going to get better." Another commenter said, "You shouldn't have marriage a man who thinks 50-50 is fair when he makes 80% of your combined income. I don't have any great advice for you now, unfortunately. His position is ludicrous. Let's be crystal clear. This is not the asshole. Not even close. A man hoarding a moving bonus from a company that's paying for his relocation, then branding his wife a gold digger for questioning it? That's the mask slipping 3 months in. The community is screaming red flag, and they are absolutely right. Not the asshole. So what do you guys think? Was this person the asshole? Drop your verdict in the comments below. For years, this person played the family fixer for their flaky sibling, until one birthday dinner for an ailing grandma finally made them put the lies down for good. My sister is 29 years old. She's always doing things on a whim. She will agree to do something and then cancel at the last minute because something else came up or she just did not feel like doing it. For some time, I have been covering for her. If she was late, I would tell people that she was stuck in traffic. If she forgot something, I would try to make everything okay. If she missed an event, I would make excuses because I did not want to see us fight. Weekend, we had my grandma's birthday dinner. It was not a party, but it was important to her because she has not been feeling well and she wanted all of her grandchildren to be there. My sister told everyone that she was coming to the dinner. But an hour before we were supposed to eat, she texted me, saying she wasn't coming because some friends invited her to do something else, and she would rather join them. Then she asked me to tell everyone that she's not feeling well. Normally, I would have done what she asked. But this time I told her that if she did not want any trouble, she should tell everyone herself. At the dinner, they kept asking where she was. I did not say anything. Eventually, my grandma asked me if she was sick. I said, no, my sibling is fine, and decided not to come. That much ruined the rest of the evening. My sis got a lot of calls and texts. She called me later, said I did it on purpose to embarrass her and make things worse than they were. My parents also think I should have handled it quietly because they say I knew how people would react. I'm tired of being in charge of what happens when my sibling makes a decision. I'm wondering if I was wrong for not lying about why my sibling missed a family event. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "You're not her social secretary or her alibi. If she wants to bail, she can own it like a grown-up." Another commenter said, "Wish she could see things from this point of view, you're right. Not the asshole. Telling the simple truth isn't sabotage. It's refusing to keep cleaning up a grown adult's messes. If a 29-year-old ditches her sick grandma's birthday for a better offer, the embarrassment is hers to own. The community couldn't agree more. Not the asshole." If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. A guest waltzed into someone's home and tore up a piece of sports memorabilia belonging to her husband, and somehow the rest of the family thinks she's the one overreacting. My update isn't very exciting, I'm afraid, but I had received a few requests for an update once the situation was resolved, so I wanted to post one last time. Some things I wanted to clarify. My father-in-law got the certificate in 2022. He gave it to my husband to display in our basement after my father-in-law downsized and no longer had room for it. It has fun value for fans of the team, but it is not worth any money. My husband said my brother would be well aware that the certificate had no resale/monetary value. My husband told me the certificate can't be sold. It can be transferred to someone else if the person who originally bought it dies, but you aren't allowed to sell it to someone else even if it was worth money. My family is from Illinois, and I was born there and grew up there. I moved to Iowa for a job after I graduated from college. My husband's family is from Iowa. None of them have ever lived in Wisconsin. My husband's dad was able to get a replacement certificate. Apparently, there is an entire department that manages those certificates, and his dad was able to contact the team and get one no problem. I was still angry and kept confronting my brother about what happened. I kept asking him why he would destroy something that belonged to my husband like that. He wouldn't say anything at first besides that it is a worthless piece of paperwork. My dad and others in my family defended my brother, saying people put too much stock in having the certificate. That's not the point. It didn't belong to my brother, and he was a guest. My brother finally said the certificate was stupid, and he was mad at my husband for having it, and just snapped. But he wouldn't apologize or admit he was wrong. I'm embarrassed, even though my husband said it isn't my fault. I don't watch football, so I don't understand why my family is acting this way. My husband only casually watches, and I can tell he is hurt and angry about what happened. I've been pretty low contact with my family since it happened. I haven't spent any holidays with them since it happened, and on the rare times we talk, it is surface-level stuff or small talk. That's my update. Also, I apologize if you sent me a message and I didn't reply. I had to turn off my messages because I was inundated with messages from fans of the same football team as my brother, full of insults and worse toward myself and my husband. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "Your family has shown you that you cannot trust them in your house, and that they will treat your marital property as trash and gaslight you into submission. Newsflash, they're the ones who are putting too much stock in having the certificate." Another commenter said, "The right play for this by the brother would have been to turn the certificate around in the frame, not tear it up. Absolutely not the asshole. A guest destroyed something that belonged to her husband, then refused to so much as say sorry, and the whole family circled the wagons around him. Going low contact wasn't an overreaction, it was the only sane response. The community has her back completely, not the asshole." If you want to hear stories from different subreddits, let me know down in the comments. And that's a wrap on today's batch of family chaos. 3 stories, 3 people standing their ground, but I want to hear from you. Was that husband out of line? Did the sister deserve the truth bomb? And was going low contact too far over a torn-up certificate? Drop your verdicts in the comments. I read every single one. I've got even juicier stories lined up for next time, so stick around. It only gets messier from here.